Imagine your teenage daughter calling you in tears, saying a group of strangers has cornered her in public, accusing her of being unchristian because she won't play happy family with the grandparents, who tried to steal custody of her daughter. That was the moment I knew my ex's parents had gone way too far. But instead of backing down, I decided to give them a taste of divine justice, in front of their entire church. If you've ever dreamed of putting toxic family members in their place, hit that like button. And subscribe. Because this isn't just a revenge story, it's a story about protecting your kids, exposing hypocrisy, and finally turning pain into power. I'm a 46-year-old mom of two teenage girls, 17 and 15. Last year our lives were flipped upside down. My ex-husband Wo had been cheating on me in an accident. To make things even messier, the woman he cheated with also died, leaving behind two little boys. Suddenly, not only were my girls grieving their father's death, but they were also grappling with the betrayal of discovering his affair. To make matters worse, my ex's parents, me daughter's grandparents, diced. They wanted custody of my girls, and when that failed, they tried to move themselves into my home. Both situations were hard-nosed, but they didn't stop there. We live near a weekend farmer's market, fresh eggs, meats, baked goods, all the good stuff. That weekend was extra special because it was my youngest's birthday. I gave her a budget and told her she could buy whatever she wanted. She was so excited, running from stall to stall, filling her basket with chocolates and sweets. But after an hour I noticed she hadn't come back. Just as I reached for my phone to call her, it rang. Her voice was shaky, terrified. "Mom, some women, they won't let me leave." My heart dropped. I grabbed my oldest and sprinted. When we found her, 6 older church women had her cornered, lecturing her, "You're being unchristian." One sneered, "Your poor grandparents just want love." Another said, "Why won't you take care of your orphan brothers?" My youngest stood frozen, tears streaming down her face. I shoved myself between them and my daughter. My voice was shaking with fury, but steady enough to cut through the noise. "She's done listening. Back off," I told my oldest. "Take your sister, pay for her things, and go to the car." The women turned on me. "You should obey your husband's parents like a good Christian wife." One hissed. The others chimed in, parroting the same garbage. I could feel the blood boiling in my veins. But before things got uglier, security asked us all to leave. The women followed me to my car like vultures, circling a kill, hurling insults, until I finally drove away. That night, after I tucked my girls into bed, I sat at my computer shaking with anger. Enough was enough. I messaged a family friend from that church. He apologized for what happened, but then he told me the real reason behind the ambush. My ex's mother had posted a massive sob story in the church's Facebook group. According to her, I was a cold-hearted monster who left them homeless and penniless. She painted my daughters as cruel for refusing to speak to their grandparents. And she even claimed I was the reason they lost custody of the poor baby boys. And the kicker? She told everyone the affair partner wasn't an affair at all, that she had been our surrogate, because I couldn't have more children. She said I rejected the boys because they were male. That's when my stomach turned. Not only were they rewriting history, but they were using my ex's betrayal as a weapon against my kids. But here's the thing. This church, they might be judgmental about a lot of things, but one thing they do not tolerate is cheating. At all. And lucky for me, I had receipts. Since my divorce hadn't been finalized when my ex died, I still had every scrap of evidence. I'd gathered photos of my ex making out with his mistress in our living room. Text conversations between them, messages from his parents admitting they knew about the affair and supported it, screenshots of them harassing me during the divorce, and worst of all, messages where they called my daughters bastards and even blamed them for their father's death just days after he passed. The more I reread those messages, the calmer I became. My rage hardened into something sharper: resolve. The next morning, I went to a print shop and had everything copied in high-resolution glossy color. Then I spent hours creating binders, dozens of them styled to look like the little hymn books the church hands out. On the first page, a full-sized photo of my ex kissing his mistress under the caption, "Ex's name and mistress's name, a love story." It was brutal and perfect. That Sunday, I walked into the church, head high, daughters safe at home. I placed the binders neatly on the back table right next to the real hymn books. Then I left. The gossip mill spun faster than wildfire. Within hours, the church Facebook page was blowing up. People were furious, not just at my ex for cheating, but at his parents for enabling him and for tormenting my daughters. The insults hurled at them online were so savage that the pastor had to step in just to keep things PG. My ex-in-laws, they tried to defend themselves, but it was too late. Everyone had seen the truth in black and white. Within days, my ex's parents were completely shunned. They left the church in shame, my mother-in-law whining on Facebook about how no one cares for the elderly anymore and how her great son would have taken care of her. Which is laughable, because I had been the breadwinner. Without me she wouldn't have had her bills paid in the first place. Meanwhile, my daughters received apology letters from two women in the church and even an invitation to return to the fold, as if the sweetest part. For once my girls saw their tormentors face real consequences. They weren't the villains of some fake sob story, they were survivors of cruelty who finally got justice. Sometimes the best revenge isn't yelling or fighting, it's simply holding up a mirror and letting people see their own ugliness. My ex-in-laws wanted to weaponize faith and family against us. Instead, their lies became their downfall. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and drop a comment. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more stories just like this one.